Hello Oracle Database World, this is Justin, and in this Oracle Database video tutorial, I am going to show you an RMAN retention method backups retention method called the recovery window. Now, RMAN stands for Recovery Manager, and it's a utility that comes with the Oracle database software, and it's been around since around version 8 or so of the Oracle database software. And RMAN Recovery Manager is a utility for backing up and restoring and recovering your Oracle databases. And RMAN is considered server managed backup, while another method is called user managed backup. And the Oracle Corporation, for the most part, from what I've seen in technical documentations and seminars and conferences and reading presentations and everything else, is that the Oracle Corporation is really pushing for people to use RMAN, which I would agree with. That'd be my recommendation too. RMAN is a utility which is Oracle aware. It's aware of the internal Oracle data structure. It knows what a table is. It knows what a data block is. It knows what an extent is. Okay, so Oracle RMAN is very important. RMAN is also ASM aware and RAC aware and DataGuard aware. Okay, so it's also it can also deal with very complex Oracle database environments as well. RMAN is basically for backup and recovery. Now, RMAN has the ability, among many, many other features, to handle the retention of your backups. Now, the retention of your backups is how long you keep a backup. How long is that backup eligible to be restored? So if you kept, for instance, if you made your retention policy for your company to be that you're going to keep all database backups for 30 days, i.e. 1 month, and your user called and wanted a backup from 34 days ago, you would say, sorry, at any point when you want a backup restored, we can only bring a backup back from that's less than 30 days old. That's in that window. Okay? Otherwise, we won't be able to recover it. Okay? And the reason for that is basically you wouldn't be able to restore all of your backups. Okay? It's backup media constraints. Okay? You're not going to be able to store all your copies and versions of all your backups. Okay, so you're going to need to expire them off the backup media at some point, and RMAN can certainly handle that for you. There are 3 ways that RMAN handles retentions. It could be the redundancy way, which is the default. It could be a recovery window, or it could be a keep until method. And please view my other video on YouTube on the redundancy retention method to see how that works. This video basically deals with the recovery window method. Okay? So, let's go ahead and let's set our Oracle SID to Finance. Now we have an Oracle database called Finance running on this Windows 7 laptop. And let's be sure we're set properly. So Oracle_SID is set to Finance. And we're going to connect to the Oracle database with the RMAN utility. And RMAN is a client program just like SQL Plus. And target / means the database, which connect to the database, whose name is the value of the Oracle SID, which is currently Finance in this example. And target database in the RMAN terminology means a database that you're backing up or restoring via RMAN. Okay, that database is called the target database. Okay, and we're not using the recovery catalog in this instance. So, we used RMAN and we're connected to the Finance database right here. So, if we type in list space backup, we will see we have no backups that we did yet, that we took yet. If we do a show all, we will see the current settings of our persistent parameters as seen in the control file. Now, we will see that configure retention policy to redundancy 1 is set. This is the default value. And what that means basically is that RMAN will keep one copy of backups, okay, in the metadata of 1 copy of backups in the control file and order recovery the recovery catalog. It will keep those backups. It will keep that backup as well. Okay, so you'll only have 1 copy at any point. So basically, that means is if you use the default retention, which is redundancy 1 in RMAN, what that means is on Monday, you take a backup. On Tuesday, you take another backup. A user calls Tuesday and says, I want to restore Monday's backup. You say, I can't. The only thing I can give you is Tuesday's backup. The the user will say, well, why not? And say, because we only keep one copy of the backup. So every time a backup is ran, okay, the previous backup is made obsolete. Okay, and it doesn't have to cross days. Okay, it can be 1 day. All right, so it's concerned on the quantity of backups, not so much the how many days have passed. Okay, now this default retention policy set to redundancy 1 for RMAN typically is not doesn't work for a lot of production environments. It's not really a real world setting. Okay, so what I usually do is I never do redundancy. I usually tell people to use the recovery window retention policy because RMAN handles retentions in 3 different methods: the recovery window policy, the redundancy policy, which is the default, and the keep until policy. Okay, but this video I'm just going to show you how to configure the recovery window policy. So the first thing we need to do is we need to change the RMAN retention policy from redundancy, which is default, to recovery window. So to do that, we type in the following: configure retention policy to recovery window of 3 days. Okay, so we're saying configure retention policy to recovery window of 3 days. Okay, and bam, parameter has been set. We do a show all, and we will see here it is. Configure retention policy to recovery window of 3 days. So that's the first thing we did, is that we set our recovery window. So basically what this means is RMAN will keep all the backups it needs to recover the database to any point within the past 3 days. Okay, again, I'll repeat. What this means is that RMAN will keep backups. It will keep the physical backups files themselves, and it will keep the metadata about the backups via the control file, in the control file, that it needs to recover the database at any point within the last 3 days. Okay? So 4 days ago will not be kept. 5 days ago will not be kept. Okay? It's only going to be 3 days. So now, let's go ahead and we'll type in report obsolete, and you'll see this in action in a minute or so. Report obsolete command shows you all backups that RMAN has taken in the past, which are currently eligible for to be expired, or as RMAN says, obsolete. Okay, right now, no backups found. And look what this says. It says RMAN retention policy will be applied to this command, and it says RMAN retention policy is set to recovery window of 3 days. No obsolete backups found. Okay, because we never took a backup yet. Okay, list backup shows nothing. So go ahead and let's run our first backup. Backup database plus archive log. And our database is running in archive log mode. So backup database plus archive log. Okay, so we back up archive logs first. We cut an archive log. We back up our data files. Cut another archive log, and since auto control file is enabled, feature is enabled, we're backing up the control file and the SP file. So now when we do a list backup, we'll say summary, we will see we have 4 files. We have the archive logs, which are backed up prior to the DBF files. We see the DBF file backups. We see the archive log that is cut after the DBF backup occurs, and we see the auto backup of the control file and SP file. So now we'll do a report obsolete. I can type. All right, so there's no backups are being considered for expiration at this point. Okay. So, let's go into our OS and let's type in date. And we'll see our current date is Sunday, 11/20/2011. Now, what I'm going to do here is, I want to enter the command again, but this time I'm going to change the date to 21. So, the day later. Date. Now, it's Monday, 11/21/2011. I changed it with the DOS command, 11/21/2011, and here it is. It's set. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to RMAN, connect to the database, and I'm going to run another backup. So I am simulating an environment where Sunday night we ran a backup, and then where we set a retention policy for 3 days. Sunday I ran a backup of a database. Then Tuesday came, and I'm going to run a backup of the database. Well, first let's do a report obsolete since our date changed. Okay, still nothing. So we do backup database. So Sunday we set a recovery window to 3 days. We did a backup of the database on Sunday. Then we did a report obsolete. Nothing was eligible for expiration. Now Tuesday came 24 hours later. We did a report obsolete. Still nothing is eligible for deletion. Okay, so for expiration. So we're going to backup database plus archive log again. Okay, this is our Tuesday backup. Okay, now we do a list backup summary. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We will see that we have 8 files now. We have 4 backups from the 20th, see, November 20th, and we have 4 backups from files from the 21st. So 4 from the 20th and 4 from the 21st. And again, here are the archive logs that were taken prior to the DBF backup. Here's the DBF file backup. Here's the archive log that was cut after the DBFs were backed up. And here is the backup of the SP file and the control file, since auto backup control file is enabled. Okay, so here it is. Here it is: 4 backup files from the 20th and 4 backup files from the 21st. Okay, so now we ask RMAN to show us all the files which are obsolete by typing in report obsolete. Again, nothing. This is day 2. Nothing is considered expired yet. Okay, no problem. So now let's change the date again to the 22nd. So now we're in So now we went from Monday. Now it's Tuesday. So we changed the recovery window to 3 days. We did a backup. We backed up our database on Sunday. We did a report obsolete. Nothing's eligible. 24 hours later, 24 hours go by. It's Tuesday. We do a report obsolete. Still nothing is considered expired. We run another backup. Then we do a report obsolete, and after that backup, and nothing is considered expired yet. Now we do RMAN target, and we do a report obsolete again on this 3rd day. Nothing. So let's run our 3rd backup. Okay, backup database plus archive log. This is our Tuesday backup. We took a backup Sunday, Monday, and now Tuesday. Okay, list backup summary. Okay, now we should have 12 backups. And again, okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait, is that 12? Let me see here. 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. So we have 4 backups on the 20th, right here. 4 backups from the 21st, right here. And we have 4 backups from the 22nd, right here. Okay? And again, it's the archive logs that were backed up prior to the DBFs, the DBF backups, the archive log that's cut and backed up after the DBF, and of course the control file and SP file. Now, on this Tuesday, we do a report obsolete. No backups or still no backups are eligible for deletion. All right, so now we're getting into territory here. Okay, now we're getting into our 3rd day. So now, let's change the date from the 22nd to the 23rd. So 11/23/2011. And all I'm doing by manually, don't do this on a regular server, please, whether it's Unix or Windows. Okay, you can screw up some things. Okay, I'm just doing this on my computer here to demonstrate. You can probably wait 3 days on a regular test server and see the same results. RMAN target. Okay, so now here it is on Wednesday. Let's go ahead and let's do a report obsolete. Now we have some backups which are now considered obsolete. And notice what they are. They're all from the 20th. Okay? And let's take a look at what exactly is considered obsolete at this point? Well, archive logs 25 and 26 are obsolete, and backup set 41 are obsolete. So we say list backup, and we look for 41 to be one of the earlier ones we did. 3, 2, 1. Up here's 41, and 41 is archive log sequences 25 and 26. So 25 and 26. So we do a report obsolete again. Okay, and we will see that 25 and 26 archive logs are considered obsolete, and the backup piece that contains a backup of these two archive logs, okay, 19MS 5D DS3 is obsolete. Okay, notice how RMAN the RMAN obsolete mechanism here is doing two things here. It's keeping track and marking obsolete the backup sets that RMAN creates for the archive logs, and it's also marking as obsolete the archive log files that are in the archive log destination of that database as obsolete. Okay, so it can also be used. So RMAN can be used not only to get rid of backups and metadata about the backups, which are not required for a 3-day retention any longer, but they can also be used to clean up your archive logs for things it doesn't know about. Now, why does it not require sequence 25 and 26 anymore? Okay. Let's do a list backup. Get our answer. Okay, so we go all the way back to the first backup we ran, which was on the 20th. Now, we see 25 and 26 archive log. Okay, and here is the backup piece for that, 19MS. So the backups of these two logs are kept in this backup piece. Now, actually, I should show you this. This is what I should be showing you. I'm sorry. Right here, the list backup. We have the backup that was taken on Sunday, November 20th. Here's the backup piece name, 19MS5DS3. Here are the two archive log sequences that are backed up to this file, sequence 25 and 26. Now, these are made obsolete. Now, this is the first day archive logs, which are backed up prior to the DBS. The reason why these are considered obsolete now that 3 days have passed is because any backups that it needs, okay, I mean, any data that's in these archive logs would be kept in the DBS from the 20th. So we don't need these anymore. Okay, so we're going to delete those. And you'll see in a second why. You'll see the other half of the explanation of why they're considered obsolete. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a backup database plus archive log 1. We're going to run one more backup for the 23rd. Okay, the backup's done. Now we're going to type in report obsolete. Okay, and we'll see that our archive logs are still the only things that are considered that are eligible for deletion at this point. The reason why is, remember, it's Wednesday. If you go back 3 days, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, okay, that's 3 days. So RMAN has all the files that it needs to go back to any time within 3 days, okay? It doesn't need archive log sequence 25 and 26 because archive log sequence 25 and 26 only applies to a database backup that would have been taken on Saturday. And Saturday at this point would have been older than the 3-day recovery window. Okay, so if it's Wednesday now in this hypothetical world, if it's Wednesday, that means that 4 days ago, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, again, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday. 4 days ago would be Saturday. And Saturday would be outside our recovery window of 3 days. And 3 days prior to Wednesday is Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. So these archive logs are now obsolete, being that this is the 3rd day. Okay? So now, we have a user calls Wednesday and they say, we want to back up from today. Done, we have it. We want to back up from Tuesday. Done, have it. We want to back up from Monday. Done, have it. We want a backup from Sunday. Don't have it. We want a backup from Saturday. Sorry, we only keep backups for 3 days. So now, let's go ahead and let's change the date to the 24th again. To the 24th now. I'm sorry. Now our system date is 11/24. Now, let's connect with RMAN, and let's do a report obsolete. Now we have some more things that are obsolete. Okay, we have the 25 and 26 archive log sequences. We have its backup piece name. And actually, let's do a list backup and let's go through together. I know the output's kind of funky, but let's go together exactly what's considered obsolete. Okay, so let's go back to the 20th. Yeah, it's confusing, and the way that the output is pretty confusing too. A lot of that has to do with the size of my window. Okay, so let's take a look at what's obsolete here. Well, archive log 20. Archive log 25 and 26. Now this is Thursday, okay? Mind you, this is hypothetical Thursday, the 24th. Okay, so we've been running backups since Sunday. So sequences 25 and 26, okay, which are backed up to the 19 MSD date of backup piece are now obsolete. If we look at the 19 MS 5D DS3 backup piece, we will confirm that the sequence 25 and 26 are in that backup piece, and they're now obsolete. And what's the date they were ran? November 20th. Okay, over 3 days ago. Okay, now let's look at the next file that's considered obsolete. 1AMS5DS. There it is. 1AMS5DS. Look, these DBFs taken on the 20th are now obsolete. Okay, because since it's Thursday, let's count back 3 days. It's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. So Sunday backups are obsolete. Gone. Okay, RMAN's considering them obsolete. Let's look at what else is obsolete here. Okay, sequence 27, archive log sequence 27 is obsolete. And 1BMS5 is obsolete. So here's this backup piece. 1BMS5 is obsolete. And look, sequence 27 is in that backup piece. So he's obsolete. We see that the auto backup control file piece from November 20th, 25857, this one right here, which is the sequence number 2 of that control file, is obsolete. So let's take a look at that. And there it is. Look, sequence number 2 of that, and November 20th, and that includes the SP file and the control file because auto backup is on. So that's obsolete. Okay, now, you'll notice that there's a 21st backup now that's obsolete. We have a archive log here, which is an archive log and a destination, and we have sequences, well, we have sequence 28 right here, and it belongs to this backup piece, 1DMS. So if we go to 1DMS, there it is, we will see that the backup, there's the 27 backup piece right there that it doesn't need anymore, the sequence that it doesn't need anymore. Okay? And we will see that that's the last backup piece that's not required anymore. Now, why is this obsolete? Again, this goes back to the other thing, because the 21st, which was the third day from now, so the 21st was a Monday, and it's Thursday, we go back 3 days. That would be Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. That means the 21st was 3 days ago. The 21st was a Monday. Okay, remember, today's Thursday. So Monday, 3 days ago on the 21st, the archive logs that were backed up prior to the backup are no longer required because any any changes that are in those archive logs would be in the DBS. Okay? So the archive logs that occur prior to a backup are not needed for recovery. They're considered obsolete once a subsequent backup of the data files take place. because any changes redo that would be in the archive logs are in the DBFs. So, to delete these backups, but before we do that, let's take a look at these sequences, and we'll see that our archive log sequences that are obsolete are 25, 26, 27, 28. The 25 through 28 archive logs are considered obsolete. We go to our database directory in our archive logs, and here it is, 25 through 28. And look what we have here for dates. We have 21st to the 28th. Sequence 28th was cut on the 21st, and then we have 20th here for the 25th. So we have sequence number 25 was cut on the 20th. Sequence number 26 was cut on the 20th. Both of these are obsolete. Sequence 27 was cut on the 20th, obsolete. And sequence 28 was cut on the 21st. And the reason why that's obsolete is because it was the first backup done prior to the DBFs. So let's log into RMAN and let's type in delete obsolete like so. Remember, report obsolete just showed us files which were eligible for expiration. Delete obsolete will actually remove the metadata and remove the backup files themselves. And in the case of archive logs, we'll clean up the archive logs in the archive log destination. We answer yes to the prompt. We type in report obsolete. Nothing is obsolete anymore. And we do a list backup summary. We will see that we have the 21st backups, only 3, not 4. And then we have 4 of the 22nd, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have 4 of the 23rd, 1, 2, 3, and 4.